So we're talking about our video, Blacksmith Boy Heel and Toe, one more time. And if you haven't listened to that yet, let me just let you know there's going to be some spoilers in what I'm about to tell you. So you might click over to that and check it out first if you want. So just to sort of bring you up to speed on where blacksmithing and farrier work is today, blacksmiths, there are many blacksmiths who never put a shoe on a horse. And there are many farriers, that's horseshoers, who rarely make anything except horseshoes. So the two things are only barely related today, although in the time of our story, they were like tightly connected, even though in the story, the actual forging is all just pure blacksmithing. And today, you know, putting the heel calks and forge welding a toe calk on a horseshoe is a pretty good intermediate blacksmithing project. I mean, you can learn to do it. You can learn to bend those things and turn them up and turn them down and make the forge weld, and you can do it. And I did it on that first video, and I was a little nervous because not every forge weld sticks, but that one stuck, and it was the first horseshoe I had ever really played with. But hey, it worked out great. So the point is to think about doing that, what you watched me do on that first video in a contest setting, where you got money on the table, like a lot of money on the table, where you've got a room full of guys that are just, they've got money on the table and they're excited. And then 7 hours into a 10-hour contest, you start singing while you're doing this work, which is technical work. And you're doing it under pressure and you're tired and you're sweaty and it's hard to imagine the level of sort of expertise, flawless, perfectly practiced expertise that we're talking about in that story to be able to do that job in that way with that audience and that pressure. I don't know how they did it, but it's sure fun hearing and sort of being a fly on the wall to what was going on in that blacksmith shop that day. Now, I know, and you know, that that's a fictional story. I mean, those guys didn't ever actually do that. But on the other hand, there were thousands of guys that could do it. And I know that there were plenty of blacksmithing competitions and contests. I mean, you want to identify any skill set, there's going to be people that are willing to bet money on who can do it best. So this is an example of a fictional story that on one hand didn't happen, and on the other hand happened all the time and everywhere. And it would be hard, like maybe not possible, to find two guys today who could do what they did for 10 hours with the same consistent outcome. Now, having thrown that down, we interviewed a young man named Riley Kirkpatrick a couple of months ago, and he's a farrier. He's a horseshoer like few others. And he might listen to me say this and jump up and down and want to talk to me again, because maybe he could, but the number of people that can is small. And my appreciation for them has gone up a lot. Now, coincidentally, Riley Kirkpatrick is doing horseshoe contests today. They're way different. It's a completely different premise, but it is a contest. And you tradesmen know that if you do anything for long enough, it's going to become automatic. And once it becomes automatic, somebody's going to want to race. And so it is neat to read about that dynamic in the past with the opportunity to watch something very similar happen today. Item 2. So we knew, or we had talked about when we were putting this project together, that there were copyright and licensing considerations. And we knew that we don't own the art. We don't own the story. And we sort of figured if we didn't monetize it, I mean, if we weren't making any money on it, then the actual copyright holders could put a copyright claim on our video and they can make the money. And that would be just fine. Luckily, right before we posted this story, we got a hold of the Saturday Evening Post, just in case. And sure enough, they were the copyright holder of the painting. And they really did us a huge favor by allowing us to share this video. The magazine of the Saturday Evening Post is a treasure. It was read by your father, your father's father, your great-grandfather, and probably his dad's for 200 years. The publication is still in print today, and it continues to be a source of culture, news topics of general interest. It's just worth becoming a member just so you can pore through their archives. Looking through those old magazines is a literal time machine. And as a member, you have full access to everything that they've got. So we became members when we were hunting down this story, and it's been fun. The Post is offering a discount to our viewers. 20% off of any print or digital subscription if you just enter the code CRAFTSMAN at checkout. The rest of the information pertaining to that will be in a link in the description. So the last item is really a question for you, the viewers of our channel. And the question is, do you think that this project was enjoyable and worth the effort? Because it was some effort, and whether you'd like to see more things like this. Because there's a lot of stories in this old world that are sitting in books and pages and they're forgotten, and it would be, I would like to bring more of this to you if it's something you would like. It could be that these videos would find a place on our second channel, EC2, and then, we would share a link to the podcast, but depending on what you think and the direction that we move the channel in the future, we would appreciate it if you would chime in and let us know whether or not you would be interested in seeing more of this on Essential Craftsman, or whether you would like us to just stick to this sort of tried and true blueprint that we've been working at for the past few years and let the storytellers tell the stories. So in this case, let me just say this. Whether you guys like that or not, and whether or not we ever do another one, I loved it. It was a pleasure and a blessing for me to get acquainted with this story by Mr. O'Brien, and with the history of the Post, and with the reality of a blacksmith's life 120 years ago. Thanks for watching Essential Craftsman, and keep up the good work.